Hey everyone, we've got some new data to look at here to let us know how the housing market is doing here in Southern California. And so we're going to be taking a look at 4 of the major counties here where we've helped people buy and sell homes: Orange County, Los Angeles County, San Diego County, and Riverside County. And we're going to be going through some graphs, charts, and data, several home price indexes for each county, just to let you know how the housing market is doing and what you can expect if you are thinking about buying or selling a home in Southern California. And so if you are someone who is thinking about buying or selling and you'd like to know what I can do to help, feel free to reach out to me anytime. You can find all of my personal contact information in the description below, or you can call us at this phone number here and get a hold of us, one of us that way as well. So let's get into it. And we're going to start out here by taking a look at the active inventory. And so the next few series of charts we're going to look at, I get from InfoSparks, which gets all their data directly from the multiple listing service. And what we're looking at here is residential single-family homes, condos, and townhomes. So starting here with active listings, you can see that we are starting to decline moving into the end of the year, and that is actually normal. That's what's considered a normal housing market seasonally. The inventory typically peaks in the summer and then starts to decline moving into the end of the year as fewer people list their homes for sale, and some people even start pulling their home off the market if they were unsuccessful. So despite that, we do have more homes on the market in 3 out of the 4 counties. So in Orange County, there's a 20.1% more homes on the market compared to a year ago. In Los Angeles County, there's 16.7% more homes on the market. And in Riverside County, there's 7.3% more homes on the market. San Diego is the only county with less homes on the market compared to last year, down 1%. And so these are the numbers we're looking at for August 2025. And then so as I mentioned, there's less new listings typically coming on this time of the year. So we can see here that the number of new listings hitting the market throughout August is down quite a bit from what it was in July. And these numbers are still a little new, so they may get revised upward, but year over year, new listings in Orange County down 13.4%, in Los Angeles County down 6.5%, down 11.4% in San Diego County, and down 15% in Riverside County. So less homes coming on the market month over month and even year over year at this point. And next up, we're going to look at the month's supply of inventory. And so what this number is measuring is if no more homes were listed for sale today, how long would it take for all of the homes currently on the market to sell based on today's current demand reading. And so in Orange County, we're currently at 3.5 months, and that's 20.7% higher than it was a year ago. And so to kind of just quickly summarize this statistic, the higher this number is, the more months of inventory we have, it means the market is slower, and the less months of inventory we have, it means the market is faster, more in favor of sellers. So you can see how low it got down, 2021 and the first part of 2022. That's when we were seeing the massive home price appreciation. So moving on to Los Angeles County, 4.5 months of inventory, up 15.4% from last year. In San Diego, 3.2 months of inventory, down 3% compared to last year. And Riverside County, we have 4.2 months of inventory, up 7.7 year over year. So you can kind of see that San Diego County has actually held up the best of these 4 counties as far as the market slowing down. San Diego County really hasn't seen much of a slowdown according to this data. And then going back, we have the total number of closed sales. And so down slightly compared to a year ago in August. Orange County down 0.4%, Los Angeles County down 8.9%, San Diego County down 5.9%, and Riverside County down 7.5%. And you can see that we're still in a time period where the total number of sales in Southern California and really across the country is near all-time lows. It really hasn't recovered since mortgage rates increased and the market really kind of started to slow down, not necessarily in terms of how fast homes were selling, but just in terms of how many sales there were. As interest rates went up, affordability really got crushed and a lot fewer people could afford to buy homes. And then on the other side of that, because interest rates went up, we also had a lot fewer people wanting to move, because if they had purchased a home or they were able to refinance at historically low mortgage rates, it becomes a lot more difficult to move either up, down. Otherwise, when you've got such a low rate locked in, it really gave a lot of incentive for people to stay in their home. And then lastly, this is the last graph we're going to look at for InfoSparks. We have the median sales price, where you can see that we are starting to drop slightly in terms of median sales price. But year over year, we're really pretty flat. So in Orange County, there's actually absolutely no change since a year ago in the median sales price. We went up in the start of the year, first half of the year, and then we've come back down a little bit to 1,180,000. In Los Angeles County, the median sales price is $905,000, which is up 0.6% year over year. In San Diego County, the median home price is $911,550, which is up 3%. So again, San Diego County performing the strongest here in terms of home prices and market speed. And then Riverside County is at $605,000, down 0.4%. Now, median home price isn't necessarily the best metric to look at if you want to understand what's really going on with home prices. So to get the best idea of what's going on with home prices, you typically would look at a home price index, which is what we're going to do next. Home price indexes, though, they do take a little bit longer to kind of get the data all sorted out. So in terms of the home price indexes, we are looking back at July numbers. And so we're going to start here with Orange County and looking at the Zillow Home Value Index, which they actually do release a county-specific home value index. Home prices are down 0.4% month over month, and they're up 2.13% year over year. So despite the fact that the median home price is saying prices haven't gone anywhere, Zillow has home prices up in Orange County 2.13%. And then looking at the Freddie Mac Home Price Index, they don't do a county specific. So we're looking at the Los Angeles, Long Beach, Anaheim metropolitan area. They have home prices down 0.96% month over month and down 0.15% year over year. And then looking at the FHFA Home Price Index, they do theirs based on quarter to quarter. And they define their metropolitan area for Orange County as Anaheim, Santa Ana, and Irvine. And so from the first quarter of 2025 to the second quarter of 2025, they had home prices up 1.89%. And year over year from the second quarter of 2024 to today, they have home prices up 3.83%. So we've got a little bit of mixed data. Of course, these aren't direct comparisons, one home price index to the next. They all have slightly different methodologies. So if you're interested in learning how each of these, groups calculate their home price index, you can go read about that on the websites. But really, home prices haven't changed much from a year ago. Then looking at Los Angeles County, the Zillow Home Value Index has them down 0.22% month over month and down 0.37% year over year. The Freddie Mac Home Price Index, which is defined by them as Los Angeles, Long Beach, and Glendale, down 0.96% month over month and 0.15% year over year. Excuse me, that was the same as the Orange County. That was the Los Angeles, Long Beach, Anaheim, and then FHFA has theirs as Los Angeles, Long Beach, Glendale. From the first quarter of 2025 to the second quarter of 2025, they had home prices up 0.86% and up 3.87% year over year. And then we have San Diego County. Their Zillow Home Value Index down 0.47% month over month and down 2.23% year over year. So that's interesting, where we've got a slight divergence in the data, at least between median home price and the Zillow Home Value Index for San Diego, where the median home price they had up 3% in InfoSparks, and now Zillow has them down 2.23% according to their data. Then the Freddie Mac Home Price Index, which is defined as San Diego, Chula Vista, Carlsbad, as that's the metropolitan area. They have down 1.14% month over month and down 1.84% year over year. And then the FHFA Home Price Index, they have the same parameters as Freddie Mac, San Diego, Chula Vista, Carlsbad, down 0.5% from first quarter of 2025 to the second quarter of 2025, and up 0.83% from the second quarter of 2024 to the second quarter of 2025. And then finally, we have Riverside County, where they have a Zillow Home Value Index down 0.48% month over month and down 1.5% year over year. Freddie Mac Home Price Index, which is defined as Riverside, San Bernardino, Ontario, and that'll be the same for the FHFA, down 0.96% month over month and down 0.6% year over year. And then the FHFA Home Price Index up 1.36% from the first quarter of 2025 to the second quarter of 2025, and up 2.98% year over year. So in general, we've been seeing pretty consistently home prices dropping month over month, and we're finally getting to the point where we're starting to see some negative numbers on a year over year basis as well. But overall, prices, they are not crashing here in Southern California. Other areas of the country, if you read or listen to other YouTube videos about home prices crashing, we are seeing some larger declines in other areas of the country, but here in Southern California, any home price declines that we're seeing are fairly mild at this point, and really, could end up just being kind of a normal seasonal market where the market typically does slow down moving into the end of the year. It is fairly common in a normal housing market that prices actually do come down a bit in the end of the year. Typically we see the largest appreciation in the spring market, then things kind of flatten out in the summer, and then prices can decline moving into the end of the year, especially around the holidays. So this could end up, if next year we start the year and in the spring we start seeing home prices going back up, then we can look back at this and say this was fairly normal, for a housing market. And we'll see if next year prices are still declining in the spring market, then that is a sign that the housing market really has softened quite a bit, and prices may come down a little bit here in Orange County, unless something big changes, of course. So thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed watching this video. If you did, I would appreciate it if you hit the like button below. And please subscribe if you like to stay up to date on the housing market in Orange County and Southern California.